Hi, everyone. I'm Gabriel Zamora, and thank you so much for listening to Gabriel's podcast, where I'm Gabriel and I have a podcast and I just talk about things that entertain me. Come on, ladybugs. Okay, so now let's get into me and my dating life. Oh, my dating life is a mess, you guys. Like, I know I did like a YouTube video like a few months back where I was like, dating men is like annoying. It's very hard to be a man who wants to date men knowing men are trash. And like I know I'm a part of it too sometimes. Like I know I be trash sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. But here is a little dating rant of my life, right? We're gonna talk about, okay, I'm gonna give you some scenarios and I want you guys to tell me if I'm in the wrong or if they're in the wrong, because I'm open to constructive criticism. I'm open to being wrong. You know, it's like, because clearly I'm not in a relationship. Am I an expert in dating? No, but I have dated. And I feel like I have a good little history, right? So we're going to talk about the first guy. We're going to call him C. Okay? So C and I, we matched on Tinder, right? And we were talking for like a few days, and then he had texted me, and then I got like, the conversation became inappropriate, and then he wanted like photos of my ass, and I was like, no. And then like he just stopped messaging me. So apparently he went on this like super long trip overseas for like a few months, and then when he came back, he messaged me again. He's like, hey sexy, like I'm back. I was out of the country for like work as well as like personal travel, so I was out of the country for like a few months. And I was like, oh, period. Like he was so fine, right? And he's tall, like very much like a big boy, which I love. Like I love a fluffy guy. Like I love a fluffy guy. He's like, I want to say like 6'2", 6'3", and like a little bit pudgier, which I like. I'm from the South, so I feel like a guy who's kind of like fluffy knows how to eat, and I love eating food, so like why not? So he finally messages me and he's like, I really want to hang out with you, blah blah blah. We hang out the first time. He comes over to my place and and it's like sometimes I have this, like sometimes I make a guy wait, sometimes I don't, and like it always blows up in my face, because it's like if I make a guy wait, they get impatient and they hate it. If I smash too early, they think I'm a whore. It's like it's fucking Goldilocks. I have to like have the right formula when to smash them, right? But we smashed the first day. It was great. It was amazing. I was like, period. And like he said like the sexiest thing to me. He was like, once he like finished, he was like, do you want me to help you finish? You know how difficult it is to find a man who will tell you, like, who will say that? I'm in my, like, bottom era. So this year, I finally, like, really got into bottoming, if you don't know what that is. Like, whatever, like, okay, I don't want, whatever. But then we, like, go eat food, and, like, it was so fun. Like, we go to this place, this, like, really fun breakfast place. He came over at, like, 12, 1-ish. We go to this fun place, this, like, cafe. Then he's like, oh, we should get drinks. We go to this other place, and we go get drinks. We nibble on some more food. We're having a great time. We go get some sweets. We come back to my place. We're cuddling. We're watching a movie. We fall asleep. He goes home. Have a great time. I was like, wow, fire. Like, like, and I'm a Pisces, and like, I don't always hang out with guys, right? Like, I very much like, we gotta like message for a while before like we hang out. So it wasn't like we messaged once and then we hung out, right? Like it was messaging for a while. We hang out a second time, and this time we go to this like market situation where, do you see this little red heart? He got me that. He literally got me that. And he hates Bad Bunny, which is really like, that should have been a red flag. And his favorite artist is Taylor Swift, and he's like Puerto Rican, which I was like, how are you going to be Puerto Rican and like not like Bad Bunny and your favorite artist is Taylor Swift? Whatever, right? Like I have this Latino fantasy in my mind that I just want a Latino. We go to this like market where you like buy food, and it's like a bunch of like Mexican vendors, and it's like cash only, and they're hardworking, and they make great food, and they sell stuff. And I was like, this is so fun. He had thought of this other place. He had recommended this other place where I was like, that place isn't that good. There's this other place. It was really close. So we ended up going to that one. He liked it. It was really fun. And then from there we go bowling, and we had a great time. I'm kind of good at bowling because I did, I think, a semester of bowling in college, and it was like my PE credit, I guess. And I have good form. And when he hit the cookie, he got good form. I was pretty good. I mean, I beat him in 2 games. Out of 3, I let him win 1. Okay, so the first one I won. The second one I was like, okay, I'm gonna like let him win. I'm not gonna be that good. Because, you know, it's just men are so fragile with their egos. And then the third one I was like, okay, like I'm still a bad bitch. Like I'm never gonna dim my light. So I beat him, right? But I still let him win 1 because I was like, you know, I can't just like destroy him. Very much like being aware. And then he comes over. We don't do anything, actually. But he comes over, we cuddle, he spends the night, he leaves the next day after we get breakfast, and it was great. And then the third date, I was like, I'm gonna plan the third date, right? And he's like, okay. And he's a Taurus, so that's a red flag in and of itself, right? Because they're hard-headed. They're very hard-headed. I plan it out, and this was like during Halloween. This was like October. This was like the beginning, like the first week of October. I am kind of famous on the internet, right? So I get invited to some pretty cool events. So in Hollywood, if you don't know, there's a cemetery. It's the Hollywood Cemetery where they do movies. They show movies. And it's so cool. I think it's really cool. If you haven't done it, you should definitely do it. It's the Hollywood Cemetery. It's in the like, it's right smack dab in Hollywood, in the city. And you can go watch movies, like scary movies, especially during Halloween. And they had this activation where they invited a shit ton of influencers to promote it on a specific day. I think it was like October 1st or the 2nd, right? And they were playing Insidious. Insidious is by far one of my favorite scary movies, top 5 scary movies, right? Plan the day because I got invited, and it was like this VIP thing where like we get our blanket, all the food the entire night was gonna be free, and we get like cushioned like chairs, like it was luxe. And I was like, how cute is this gonna be? Like, I think it's gonna be a really fun day, and then we can go eat after, we can like, you know, explore the city, like have fun. So it's the day up, and he's like, so what are we doing today? And I was like, okay, so we're gonna go to the cemetery, and we're gonna go watch Insidious. And he's like, a cemetery? I know some people don't like scary movies, but like he never voiced that he didn't like scary movies, but he was like, cemetery, that's a little, ooh. And I was like, I wonder if I can pull up the text messages so I can read it like verbatim. I was like, Hollywood Cemetery at 7. And he's like, cemetery? I was like, LOL, yes. They're showing Insidious, and it's the start of spooky season. He's like, or hear me out, ... Hocus Pocus 2, eye emoji. Hocus Pocus 2 had just come out, and Hocus Pocus 2 was on Disney Plus. On a streaming thing. That means we're not going somewhere. That means we're once again gonna be at home. I don't mind having those nights in at home, but eventually, aren't you bored? Like, I want to leave my home. I'm always home, okay? And maybe he's not always home, but he is a lot of the time home because he's like, I work a lot from home because of his job. So I'm like, how are you gonna like not want to do what I want to do? So I was like, I took some minutes to like really process that. And I'm like, so it takes me a few minutes to respond. And he's like, I'll take that as a hard no, laughing emoji, because I didn't respond for a few minutes. I was like processing it. I was like, how are you not gonna want to buy a show of emojis, right? In this situation, comment a red emoji if I'm in the wrong and I'm overthinking it, I'm being over emotional, and I'm not wanting to like budge, or comment green if I'm in the right, that I'm allowed to kind of like not be happy that I made plans for our third date and the day of you don't want to do it. So y'all let me know. I need a pizza, babes. I'm like on jittery because I didn't eat breakfast this morning. I should eat breakfast before I do this. The audience has set up. Gabby said fucking ladybug. Exactly. I was like, yeah, maybe pretty, but I'm a bitch sometimes. And I was like, you know what, Gabriel? I could be upset and I could potentially like not have fun. Or I could just say fuck it. I could just say fuck it. And let's really flip the script, right? I'm on the phone. LOL. Yeah, we can do that too. It can be a chill night. He's like, it's up to you, sexy. It's your date night. I'm starving, by the way. You just told me you didn't want to do it. And now, but it's up to you. I'm starving, by the way. It's 2 o'clock. We were hanging out in the evening. Eat. The fuck you telling me this for at 2 p.m.? Like, we're hanging out at night. Like, are we hanging out earlier? Like, I'm just, whatever. So I was like, yeah, that sounds cute too. Should we watch it at your place? Because I'm like, we keep coming to my place. Let's really flip the script then, right? I was like, okay. Should we watch it at your place, question mark? He put, ooh, changing locations. I'm down. Dinner and a movie? I was like, yeah, that sounds perfect. We can be all snuggled up. And I was like, whatever. Like, Gabriel, he's a fine ass guy. He wants to cuddle with you. Like, suck it up. So I was like, okay, I'm trying to be, what is it called? Go with the flow, right? I responded at 3. So now he's like, dinner and a movie, right? So then I was like, so what time are you thinking? He put, what restaurant do you want to go to? I was like, okay. Should we do something closer to your place instead of where I live? Because if we're watching the movie at your place and you live 15, 20 minutes away from me, why are you going to come all the way over here for us to have dinner here, for us to go all the way back to your place? Do you get what I mean? But I was like, should we do something closer to your place instead of where I live? He said, there aren't any restaurants around me. We'll need to do your place or Culver City. Maybe this Puerto Rican place in Little Tokyo. So I was like, you know what? You want to take over the night, right? Ooh, I've never tried a Puerto Rican place. I'm down. So he puts, damn, the Puerto Rican place I was thinking closed. I feel like they had just opened. There's one in NoHo, but that's kind of far. And the food is all right. And I'm like, I had planned the night. You now don't want to do what I want to do. But now you want me to like still make decisions? I'm confusion. So then 10 minutes later, hey sexy, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to reschedule. I'm having a weird off day. And I have to get ready for a work trip tomorrow. Which I knew he was going on like this like work trip for like a week. He had already told me, so I was like, okay, like we're hanging out before. He's like, I've been trying to motivate myself to be social today, but it's not working out. LOL. I'm sorry. Sad face emoji. And I was like, oh, that's why he's being like this. You know what I mean? Like he's just having an off day. And I'm like, I'm very much like sensitive to like when someone voices their mental health, because I have off days as well. So I'm like, oh, like that's why like he probably doesn't want to go out in public. He doesn't want to go to the cemetery. He just wants to stay at home, do something chill. But now he just wants to fully reschedule the whole situation. Like just doesn't want to do anything, right? He's having an off day and he's about to go on a trip. I'm being extremely understanding and being like, okay, I totally understand. So I say, hey, I completely understand. Let me know when you're back from your trip. He's like, I will, sexy. I'll be back next Sunday. I'm going to try to clean my apartment and call my mom, who's been calling me all day and I've been ignoring her. Like if you're having like an off day, like I'm not gonna, and you're not wanting to be social, I'm not gonna like keep up the conversation, because I'm also like just getting to know you. Your mental health is your responsibility, especially in the beginning. It's not my responsibility. If you don't have friends that you can like check in or like talk to, or people that you can talk to kind of like just really reprocess your brain, I'm not going to be that person early on. You need to have those like those anchors that can help you. I don't want to be that so early on. Like don't trauma bond with me, babes. Hour and a half later, want to do dinner at least? At least? You think I'm an at least kind of bitch? I'm telling you, I'm that ladybug. I may be pretty, but I'm a bitch, okay? At least? I'm not an at least type of bitch. If anything, you should be fucking whining and dining me. You should be giving me the motherfucking world. But I'm not that girl. Okay? I'm not that girl that's gonna be like, I deserve everything and you need to, like, no, I'm usually like, okay, like, you know, meet somebody there. But like when I feel like I'm just being treated as some regular bitch, I'm not a regular bitch. Okay? Okay. So I was like, no, I'm gonna be a bitch. So I respond with a lie because I don't care. Aw, I ended up going to the cemetery with a girlfriend currently on my way. I wasn't going to the cemetery. It was so last minute. I didn't know who to ask. And I was gonna go on a date. And I'm just like, you know what? I should just stay home, smoke a little, Gabriel, hi everyone, and just be chill. He puts, no worries, sexy. Sorry for all the back and forth. Have fun. Red heart. I put, it's okay. I hope your night gets better. Red heart. He put, thanks, sexy. And that is the last I heard from him. He went on his trip. He came back. Because I'm real nosy. Like, I still have him on Tinder. So it says how, like, far he is. So I saw him, like, traveling and all these things. And I'm like, damn, like, fuck me. Fuck me, right? By a show of emojis. Red heart if I was in the wrong. Red heart if I was in the wrong. Green heart if I wasn't in the wrong and he was in the wrong. Green, you agree with me. Red, you disagree with me. And my action. You could disagree. I really don't mind. You can tell me and be like, I don't feel like you should have done it. Maybe you shouldn't have lied. Maybe you should have just hung out with him. Maybe you should have asked him more about his day. Maybe you should have asked him more like, hey, do you want me to come over, baby, and bring you soup and rub your back and like make sure that you're good? When we're hanging out for barely the third time, I think he got too comfortable too fast, and you're sassy. Love you though. I am sassy. I will agree with that. I'm very sassy. I shouldn't be eating, but like, you guys, I'm hungry. The audience has spoken. The audience has spoken. I don't think either of you were in the wrong, really. It's just bizarre that it fizzled out for no reason, right? Like, even I was like, did I do something wrong? Like, I really was like, did I do something wrong? Like, was I being too much? Like, was I being too sassy? Because I'm like, we had such a great time. I thought we had a really good time. And he seemed so about it. Like, on the second date, when we went to that, like, market, so much PDA. He was living for me. Like, grabbing me, like, all these things, like, kissing me in public. Like, he didn't care. And I was like, wow, like, this is so fun. And I'm like, you canceled on me and you told me you were going to go on a trip. And I was like, just let me know when you're back. And you never let me know. Like, that sucks. Did you try to hit him up? No. He's a grown-ass man. Like, we went on dates and, like, you canceled on mine and, like, you don't hit me up? And, like, yes, I could have hit him up, but, like, is this what I deserve? A guy that I have to chase? The chase has to be mutual. The chase has to be mutual. And if you don't want to message me, trust me, babes. I could be just as hard-headed as you, if that's what you want to play. If you want to be a Taurus and you want to be hard-headed, I've dealt enough with you Tauruses to know that I'm not playing that game with y'all. I'm not going to baby you. I'm not going to coddle you. I'm not your mom. I'm not your fucking mom. You want a partnership? Communicate. And if you suck at communication very early on, we're going to consistently, like, bump heads. I bet his place wasn't as nice as yours, and he got embarrassed and thought you would like him less. My place is nice, but it's not super luxe. And he makes good enough money to where I don't think he, like, lives anywhere bad. Also, like, I don't want a guy who thinks that I'm gonna judge him for that. Like, if I wanted to date a rich guy, I would just be dating a rich guy. I would have asked you how much money you make. I would have asked you to pay for everything. I would have asked you to wine and dine me. Not even ask, I would have expected it. But I didn't. As we were going out, I was like, I want to pay for this. I want to pay for this. Like, because I'm like, I think it's sexy when the power is, like, shared. And it's like a dance, you know? So I was like, that sucked. He absolutely needed to court you more. Exactly. Like, these guys, like, I think they just think that they can do the bare fucking minimum. Like, I'm some bare minimum type of bitch. And I'm not. So when that happens, I'm like there was this other guy who, like, I had matched with. Let's call him A. So with A, I had matched with him on dating apps. And actually, I knew him, I think the second year that I moved to LA, because at the time, Nikita had met him at this company. And she's like, oh my God, this guy, you and him would be perfect, Gabriel. Like, he loves, like, Latino twinks like you are his type, blah, 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 blah. And, like, he was just so boring. I know how to, like, lead a conversation. I know how to entertain. I know how to do this, right? I don't want a guy that, like, expects me to do that all the time. I think confidence is so sexy and charisma is so sexy. So when a guy's lacking that, even in personal conversation, because it's one thing to be like, I don't expect a guy to be, like, so outgoing out in public and talking to strangers and this and that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about in conversation one-on-one. Like, I need charisma. I need that flirting, that banter of, like, oh my God, like, I want to get lost in the conversation. And then I went to the Karol G concert this year, a few months back. And because I'm famous in the Latina community, when we were leaving, I was getting swarmed, right? By, shout out to y'all, to my Latinas and Latinos who live in LA, who went to the Karol G concert and come and said hi to me. I loved it. I love attention. Okay. So, like, when people come say hi to me, like, when people are like, oh, I was so shy to say hi to you. I'm like, bitch, I love attention. Say hi. Ask for a photo. Like, the fuck? Like, I love attention. This is why I do what I do, babes. I was getting swarmed. And then at one point, somebody grabs my arm. And I hate when people touch me too much. Like, don't come up to me and grab me. Come up to me and say hi and ask for a photo. I like to initiate the hug, right? But don't just come up to me and touch me. So this guy grabs me and I turn around with, like, a attitude. Very ladybug man. I'm like I had that face, right? And I'm like, oh my God, hi. Like, it's him, right? He's like, oh my God, like, how are you? And I was like, I'm good. How are you? And he's like, you look good. I was like, you look good. And he's like, you should message me. And I was like, okay. He messages me on the dating app. He's like, text me. I text him from, like, my fake number. And he's like, why are your messages coming in green? Oh, because you don't get, like, this isn't my real number. And he's like, oh, like, I get the fake number just like that? And I was like, yeah, you gotta prove yourself as to why you should get my real number. Like, my real number is, like, associated to, like, my fucking social media. Like, you don't need my real number. Especially if I don't, like, know you like that just yet. Like, you can have my fake number. You can call me. You can text me on there. You can send me photos and videos. It's fine. We can FaceTime on the dating apps, or you can schedule a date. I didn't say all that, but I was like, yeah, you don't get my real number until, like, you know, you've proven yourself. And he's like, wait, I thought I had your real number. And I'm like, so I, like, search his number on my phone. And I was like, oh shit, like, I keep all my text messages, right, from years. And it pulls up the whole thread of us texting years ago. And I'm like, getting sensitive right away. Yeah, bitch, I'm sensitive. Oh, I was like, oh, you did have my real number. And I had scrolled up and I was like, oh yeah, like, the conversation is boring. Like, in person, I told him he was boring. Yes, exactly. He's like, yo, like, why didn't we ever, like, hang out? And I was like, cause you're boring. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, you're boring. Like, I need a little, like, zhuzh. Like, come on. And he's like, I got you. So then when we're messaging, he's like, look, I can actually pull it up. I'm not going to show you. Here he is, because he recently texted me as well. I was like, oh, wow, you did have my real number, LOL, back in 2018. He's like, not 2018, LOL. And I said, yeah, you're boring over text, LOL. I just scrolled up, and it's the same as the Raya messages. Because on Raya, it was on Raya that we matched, and he's like, why didn't you ever message me back? Because I was like, because you're boring. And he's like, tell me more. I just said you're boring, and you're like, tell me more. About what? Question mark. Then he responds, I'm better in person. Where'd you go after the concert? I was like, LOL. I came home. You? He's like, home on a Saturday? I'm at this bar. Oh, you're a party boy. Just like messing with him. You know what I mean? Like, just creating conversation and banter. He's like, nah. And I wait a few seconds, a minute or two. Oh my God. That's all he said, nah. So I'm like, LOL, I'm gonna watch a scary movie and then go to sleep. Have a good night. He puts, how scary? I was like, I don't know. I'm scrolling to see what's on. He says, it better be real scary. Nothing fake. I wait a minute. That's it. I put, LOL, okay. You want to be boring? I could be just as boring. Then he responds with, I love scary movies, by the way. Just saying, if you ever have a scary movie marathon. Is it so fucking difficult to have fucking cajones and tell me, hey, I like scary movies. I'd like to watch a movie with you sometime. Like, we could watch it at my place, your place. We go to the movies. Like, you were just telling me you're better in person, and yet you don't initiate a date? If you ever have a scary movie marathon. And what if I don't? What if I don't? What if I never watch a scary movie ever again? We're just not gonna hang out? Oh my God, I was so fucking bored. And I was on such a high of all these people, right? All these ladybugs, all these rats coming up to me, saying hi, having such a great time, treating me like a fucking goddess and a fucking queen. Even cute ass guys were coming up to me asking for photos. He's like, you're beautiful. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, period. And this motherfucker that I'm actually paying attention to, that's the energy I get? I'm waiting minutes and I'm like, that's it? That's it? You're not gonna ask? That's it? And he's like a year or two older than me. That's it? That's it? So I said, wow, this is still boring. LOL, have a good night. He responds 10 minutes later. Wait, what you mean? Question mark. Calls me twice. I don't answer. The next day, in the afternoon. And how was the scary movie? Why the fuck did I give you access to talk to me? Why? Why? And I'm the type of bitch where, and this could be dumb of me, absolutely, but I don't like to have multiple men, and like I don't like to entertain multiple men all at once. I get lost in the facts, and I don't want to be like, oh, so how's your sister? I don't have a sister. That would be so embarrassing that I know all these different facts from all these different men, and I mix it up. So I like to entertain like 1, 2, maybe 3 at a time. So if you can't get my attention, I'm not going to entertain you. Like, I'm sorry. So I'm like, why the fuck am I entertaining you? A month later, this was a few weeks ago, November 27th. Best scary movie, question mark? You guys, oh my fucking God. Really? Really? I'd rather be single. I'd rather be single. Because men are trash. Like, I'm such a bad bitch. All of y'all are bad bitches. And we deserve the best. Could be unrealistic in the sense of like perfection doesn't exist. But I deserve the best. Okay? We deserve the best. So you tell me. I want to hear from the audience. Green heart, if I'm in the wrong. No, green heart if you agree with me. Green heart if you agree with me that I handle the situation as like, yeah, like if he's gonna be boring, why entertain him? Red heart if you disagree with me and you believe I was being a bitch. You let me know. Oh my God, the light turned off. Whatever. I want to hear from y'all. Green heart if you agree with me. Red heart if you disagree with me. Mira la Gabi feeling himself. Exactly. Straight men are the same way. Men in general are trash. Like sometimes I'm like, I just want a wife. I want to marry a woman. And like, you know, we just go have sex with men, you know? But we like create a home together and we like laugh and we just enjoy each other's company and we do our skincare and we cook and we like decorate. Oh. It's giving if he wanted to, he would. Exactly. If you really want me, like, show it. You rat. Tell me you want me with your actions, not by your words. I'm in like such a phase within this year and the year before where it's like, I'm over men telling me things. If you're not doing it, don't say it. Oh, I would take you to the best restaurant. Then take me. Oh, I would buy you this. Then buy it. I would treat you so good. Then treat me. Yo, I'm really vibing you. Well, your actions aren't letting me know. So, they're so annoying, dude. Actions. It's all about the actions. What was his zodiac? I don't know, actually. Let me see. I still have him on right, I think. There he is. Latino, 5'9". Honest profile. Fun and outgoing. Outgoing? Outgoing? You are not out and you are not going. Actions over words. He was looking for a mom. Absolutely. Are you? Hi, everyone. Always. Like, you are not out and you are not going. Like, I have daddy issues, okay? And I attract men who have mommy issues. And I hate it. I hate it. Because I'm like, I have daddy issues. Like, I like a man who's gonna like, you know, teach me things, who's gonna take charge, who's gonna protect me, who's gonna be like smart, knowledgeable. Like, I want a man that like I can fall asleep and feel so secure. So when I get these motherfuckers who have mommy issues, who want somebody who's gonna baby them and coddle them and nurture them and do things for them and fucking feed them, I'm like, this is so unattractive. I have daddy issues. I seek guidance, okay? That's what I seek. I seek a motherfucker who's gonna protect me. I seek a motherfucker who's gonna like wanna buy me a home and like all these things. And you're lucky that I'm not being a fucking gold digger and wanting a motherfucker who like makes $100,000 minimum. $300,000 minimum. I'm not that girl. And I should be. 2023, tired of dating broke boys. Something broke boys. I don't fuck with broke boys. Drake said it best. Miss Aubrey, she said it best. Okay, now he's catfishing with these adjectives. Like, hola, Spain in the house. Hi, Spain. Maria from Spain. Imagine he's like, I see you're talking about me. Yeah, and you're fucking boring. I imagine. And then the last guy. This is the last guy I'll complain about. And this one, like, it's just, he's still, like, he just messaged me like a few days ago. We're gonna call him Anthony, because that is his name. And Anthony's such a generic fucking name, right? So Mr. Anthony, I had met on Bumble, right? And fine, 6'3", white, but like doesn't look like 100% white because he has like very dark hair, dark brows, and he kind of has like a tan skin, but he's pretty much white. His mom is like half Mexican, but he doesn't know any Spanish. He didn't grow up with the culture. So you're a quarter Mexican, babes. I'm not want to be the fucking security guard at the door of the Latinaness. But when a bitch says we're the same, we are not the same. I'm a real Latina, okay? Maybe I'm not a real Latina. I'm just a different type of Latina, okay? We meet on Bumble. He's like, hey, boy, you're beautiful, and da-da-da. And I was like, oh, God, this guy wants to smash. Like, I could just already tell. And he is fine. Oh, my God. I think, like, 28, 29. And he's like, he has a really good job. I don't want to say what he does because I don't know. It's like, I don't know what you bitches could find out with a little bit of information. He messages me. He wants to FaceTime. No, he wants to talk on the phone just to get the vibe first, right? But he wants to hang out and he wants to smash. And I'm like, he is so fine that I'm like, okay. Okay, like I'm down. He's fine as fuck. And like I hadn't smashed in a minute when I was first messaging him. And he's just so fine. Like, oh, and a big boy too. Like just muscular shoulders and arms and back. And like a chest, but not too defined. And he has a bit of a belly, but like still flat. But like, oh, and just thick ass thighs. Oh my God, I still think about him. But no, because the moral of the story is I kept asking myself, is this what you deserve? Gabriel, is this what you deserve? If you feel like this is what you deserve, then go after it. And I was like, fuck, okay, whatever. So with him, he comes over during the day and he wants me to be more feminine. Okay? He's like, I like how feminine you are. I like how pretty you are. You don't have to wear makeup, but like, just, you don't have to worry about being feminine. I like you being feminine. And I was like, he's like, I like that you look like a guy, but like, I want you to be feminine. And I'm like, okay, like I haven't really experienced a guy like this, so I'm willing to entertain him. Who's like really just about me being feminine. He asked me to wear lingerie, and I was like, I don't have lingerie, but I do have like some pieces that like are very sexy. He's like, if you have anything pink, and I was like, I don't have anything pink, but like I do have some sexy shit. So he comes over, and I'm tested regularly, okay? And I don't smash often because I'm a bit of a prude, and although I take PrEP, Truvada, which is like a HIV preventative. Sometimes I go a whole month without smashing anybody, and I'm like, damn, I'm just fucking up my like liver or my kidney while taking this drug without even having sex with anybody, but whatever. So then he comes over, we smash. A total of 3 times in one night. Blows my mind. My mind was blown. Like, I'm letting you know, I had never experienced that level of like, damn, like I was stigmatized. Okay. Like I was, wow. I make him 4 times because I'm that girl. I didn't know I could do that. I was like, oh my God, I'm so good at this. I was living and he was living. Oh my God. And like, as I was getting to know him, I'm like, oh, you have some unresolved traumas. That's why like, whatever. I lived. He was so sweet. Fine. He was scared of heights, which was so cute. Hates the city. He's like, I don't like the city. I like more of like the outdoors, very suburbia. Like I like wilderness. I like nature. He has a really nice like truck situation that could go off-roading, whatever. I go to New York City. I don't do anything in New York City. I think I like made out with some guys, but I didn't do anything sexual, right? So then I come back and I'm telling him about my experience, about the city. He comes over again. We do the deed again. And it was just, oh my God, just as good as the first time. It was like amazing, right? He was just very like adamant and like, oh, like that's interesting. Like, because it was a very interesting trip, okay? I saw some things. I didn't participate in some things, but I saw some things. We didn't wear a condom. We weren't being that level of safe. But I hadn't smashed anyone in a while. He reassured me he hadn't either. I had just been tested. I was clean and negative. I ordered like sexy like lingerie because I asked Jenny where she orders her shit. And shout out to Shein. They have some real sexy shit for real cheap. Just type sexy. You're going to find fire shit. I order the shit. I get it. I send him photos. And he like isn't messaging me back. He's like ghosted me. And I'm like, damn, like why is he ghosting me? Like this sucks. And he would like drive 45 minutes into the city for me in his like truck. Like, I was like, okay. I message him again like a week later, doesn't message me back. So then I'm like, I'm really good at manifesting. Like I'm so powerful at it, right? So I manifest him, right? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get him. I know that if it was that good for me, it was that good for you too, babes. And you don't 4 times and think that that's some regular shit. And if it is, damn, like, okay. But for me, I'm like, you know bitches ain't doing this to you. Okay? So then I'm like, I manifest him. He messaged me, he's like, hey, I'm so sorry that I ghosted you. I'm just like, I'm so scared of STDs. So basically, he's scared of STDs because when he does antibiotics and these things, like his body reacts really differently to it. He had taken the COVID vaccine, and he works in healthcare, in the health industry. So that's why I didn't mind not using a condom. And I was like, okay, I know I'm safe and I'm a prude and I don't just be fucking anybody. And I know I'm clean and I'm negative and I take PrEP. Like, I'm grade A prime meat, babes, okay? And I knew that because he worked in the medical field that he must be very clean and safe as well. So when he's like, I'm just really scared of that because when I got the COVID vaccine, the first one, he got like paralysis on his face because of the vaccine. And he's like, vaccines just really like negatively affect me. And I just like don't want to have to take things if I don't have to. And I just like, and I'm like, oh, like, hey, I completely understand. I was trying to be very understanding. And he's like, I'm just scared. And like, you told me about your New York experience and I just got really nervous. And I was like, oh, like, I completely understand. Like, I definitely told you that story just because it was fun. And like, I was just witnessing these things. Like, I was just seeing everything, but I completely understand. I was trying to be very like understanding. So then I feel like we're having a very personal conversation. Like the way we're having a very personal conversation. And if you like it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. So then I was like, okay, because this was going over a few months. So like the first time we met, I had just been tested like a few weeks before, almost a month. And while we're like entertaining each other, this was like a 2-month process, right? So then by that time, I had just gotten tested when he's messaging me this. I was like, I literally just got tested last week. Here's a screenshot of my results. I'm negative. I'm clean. I'm a prude. Like, I don't just be smashing people. Manifest his ass again. He comes over. Great time. Yummy, 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 yummy. And I had sexy clothes on. Oh, he was living. Unfortunately, this time he only 3 times, but whatever. That's more than 1. More than 2. I messaged him the next day. I was like, oh my God, yesterday was amazing. Like, I hope you have a great day today, mister. And just sent him like a little kissing emoji. And then he's like, hey, you. Like, thanks. I'm just at work. Da, da, da. And I was like, hey, you. And I'm like, Gabriel, like, you're getting digmatized. This guy doesn't like you like that. He just wants to fuck you. And I'm like, T, dude, like T. But it was like that day we were messaging, he was buying a new phone and he's like, which one should I get? Should I get the white one or should I get the gold one? And I was like, you should get the gold one. Like, I think it's really pretty. It's like this really pretty champagne. Like, the white one is just so basic. Like, I just don't think you're a basic kind of guy. And then he's like, later on, I asked him, I was like, oh, which one did you get before he came over? And he's like, oh, I got the gold one. Everybody told me to get the white one, but you and my mom told me to get the gold. So I got the gold. And I'm like, period. I'm like, okay, so we're having these casual conversations. So I think I can have that casual conversation the following day where I'm like, hey, I hope you have a great day. Like, yesterday was so great. So when he hits me with the hey, you, I was like, okay, whatever. Like, you're overthinking it, Gabriel, but whatever. So I don't hear anything from him. I ordered more clothes. They came in. I took photos in it. Bitch, I look good in it. Good. I send them to him. I don't get a fucking response. Nothing. Not even a like, nothing. And I'm like, I sent him the photos first. So, I mean, I told him, like, have a great day. The next week, I sent him those photos. I don't get a single response. And then, like, days later, I'm like, hey, I don't get a response. So this is now 2 times that you're not responding to me. And I'm like, really? Again. A fucking again, Gabriel. Like, again. Like, this is just so annoying. 2 weeks go by, and he finally messages me again. And he's like, hey, I'm so sorry again for ghosting you. You're very wild. You live a crazy life. You live in the city. And like, I'm just so scared of STDs. And like, you live this crazy life and I'm just scared of it. So, but I just want you to know that you're very nice and you treat me very well. One thing I don't like is being told I'm fucking nice, okay? Because I'm not. I'm a fucking bitch, okay? I'm a bitch. I'd rather be known as a bitch than somebody who's nice. And you're like, why? Because nice people get taken advantage of. And nice people are thought of as like, nah, let's keep it G. Let's keep it G. Nice people are usually thought of as pushover. A bitch, you can say someone is nice and a bitch. Like, he's nice, but he's a bitch, dude. Absolutely, you can say that. I love that. That's my favorite description of me. So once he called me nice, I was like, nah. I'm tired of fucking being nice. I'm tired of having to fucking coddle you and baby you, right? What we're not gonna do is basically insinuate that I'm this disease-ridden whore who lives in the city and lives a crazy fucking life, okay? I flexed. And I was like, I'm actually popular on the internet, so I don't just be fucking anything and anybody. Okay, because I don't want that reputation. That shit could get around very easily. And I don't want that. Because I know, whatever, it's just like, oh, like the less number of men. No. I'm saying when I have a partner, I don't want to walk into a room in this city or in my group of friends or at an event where 25%, 50%, 75%, 100% of the room has fucked me. I don't want that. And I don't want that for my partner. Okay? So I'm very selective as to who I smash. So I'm like, nah, like you don't get to like say these things. It seems like you want someone exclusive, but very casual. And that doesn't make sense for me because on your profile, it said you were looking to date. Okay. You were on a dating profile and your profile said dating. That's what you were looking for. Some people have casual, some people have, I don't know yet. Right. His said dating. So I'm like, okay, like maybe we'll smash, we'll have a great time. And then he'll like realize like, oh, like maybe I'll take him out. So when he wasn't doing that, I'm like, you just think of me as some fucking hole. So I'm like, no, I was being rude. And I was like, clearly what we're looking for doesn't align. Take care. Doesn't respond. Right. And I was like, fuck him. Like, okay, whatever. A few weeks ago, I was sick. And when I'm sick, I get very like lonely because I'm like, this is when I like, and I hate saying this because I don't need a man. Okay. But when I'm sick, I need a man. I need dick. And I was like, I didn't miss it. So I was like, I'm going to manifest him. Don't manifest when you're sick. It's like, it's not the best. It's like all jaded and stuff. It's wrong, technically. As I'm sick, right? He messages me after not having responded to that message and not text me all of November. This motherfucker messages me. Super random, LOL, period. But by chance, do you have a single Adderall you could spare for me to study for this huge test tomorrow? Question mark, question mark. Is this what I deserve? I had to keep asking myself, is this what you deserve? Gabriel, is this what you deserve? I was like, no, I deserve better than this. I could have been, because it's like, it could have gone a certain way where it's like, okay, I get him an Adderall and he's like, he's about to drive 45 minutes to come get an Adderall from me when he could ask any of his classmates. He's probably trying to smash. I don't know what he wanted. Okay, maybe he did just want an Adderall. And he shows up and I give him an Adderall and I look fucking good. And he's like, damn, I miss him. And like, look, he got me an Adderall and maybe I should. I'm tired of potential. I'm tired of potential. I'm tired of it. I'm not dealing with it no more. I hate it. I'm not dealing with it. I deserve better than that. And it's like, well, maybe you're just like, because I saw, did somebody say, not friends with benefits? Yeah, Maritza. Because I was like, well, Gabriel, from the beginning, you should have known. He didn't want to date you. He just wanted to smash. But I deserve some level of fucking respect if I'm going to let you inside my body. Because if that's the case, go fuck all these other basic bitches that'll deal with that shit, that are going to put up with your bullshit. You think me, the bad bitch that I am going to be treated like that? Nah. I didn't respond. I just left it on that. And I put it to where he could see my read receipts. I left it that's on red. So you can see it. So you can see that I fucking read your message and I'm not responding to you. Because you're trash. If he messaged me back and he apologized and he wanted to smash, would I do it? Absolutely. I would. Oh my God, I'm telling you, that was amazing, girl. Woo! And it was like boyfriend dick. Like, I'm not a size queen like that. Like, to me, 6 is perfect. 7, great. 8, it's just, oh God, you gotta really breathe for that. You know what I mean? Like, to take that back there, like, oh, you just gotta really breathe. Anything bigger than that, I don't want that. Some girls are size queens and they're like, oh, it's the pain. It's almost euphoric when it's so big. I'm fine. I'm fine. 6 is great. 6 is great. 5, maybe. I don't know if have I dealt with 5? I don't know. 6 is great. That's the type of I want to marry. Okay? And his was 6. And he was 6'3". So that's why I was like, oh my God, I get a big guy, but the dick ain't that big? Oh my God, he's perfect. But is that what I deserve? No, I deserve better. So I was like, you know what? Clearly, I can pull a fine-ass man. Clearly, I can have great sex. But clearly, I deserve somebody who treats me better. And I can find him. And I will continue to search for him. Because one thing I'm not going to do is settle. When I look this good, and I'm popular online, and I make a damn good living, and I get to do what I want whenever I want to, and I get to travel, and I have family who loves me, and I have friends who love me, you think I'm going to settle for some motherfucker who pays me the bare minimum of attention? Nah. Not me, babes. I don't know who the fuck you think I am. Not y'all, but like those men. Like, I don't know who the fuck they think I am. You absolutely need an older man. Not those silly boys. Exactly. It's not the size. It's the way they do it. Exactly. Maybe he was using that as an excuse to come and visit. I think he was. Like, I think he was. But like, no. Because I had to ask myself, I'm like, is this what you deserve? Are you about to let some fine-ass man, just because he's fine and it has good dick, basically insinuate that you're this disease-ridden whore that lives in the city and you're crazy? I'm crazy. But I'm not some disease-ridden whore. I'm a trophy. I'm the type of bitch you wife up. I really am. Like, I'm wifey material. That's why I'm so picky. Because I'm like, I know what I deserve. Because I know I'm going to fucking treat my man like a fucking king. Okay? And when I'm ready to do that, I will. But right now, ain't nobody deserving of that. So I'm not going to treat anybody like that. So if you don't treat me like the fucking queen that I am, because I'm a queen. It's just, you know that whole like shared thing where it's like, where she's like, oh, you should marry a rich man. She's like, I am a rich man. Where it's like, that's very much like the king energy. Like you want to be the alpha. No. I'm a great queen. I'm a great queen. I will allow my man to be the king and like be a boss. And like, I fucking support everything. I make him feel like that king. Okay. I feed him emotionally, mentally, physically. I will take care of the home. You want me to cook for you, baby? I'll cook for you from time to time. Like you tell me like, hey, be ready by 7 p.m. I'm taking you out tonight. Oh my God, yes. Like, but I'm not about to. Okay, final question. If I'm in the wrong, comment red heart emojis. If you feel like I was in the right, comment green heart emojis. I would love to know. I'm very much aware that I'm like, I know that I could be very intimidating. So I sometimes try to like reassure them with action and with words, but I'm over that. If you're going to be intimidated because I'm a bad bitch, then be intimidated. I don't care. Go hang out with these peasant basic bitches that you love to deal with. But I'm not that girl. Guys be scared of you, as they should be. I'd rather them be scared than think that they're going to take advantage of me. Men are trash. Men are trash. That is my whole rant on men and how trash they are. And yeah, that was Gabriel's podcast, you guys. I will probably be uploading just the dating in LA situation. So if you guys were here for all those early parts, the billionaire talk, full coverage, all those things, those random tangents, shout out to you because you got to see that exclusively. Make sure you turn on your post notifications so that when I do go live again, you'll be able to see it. You could be able to get live on the chat. Shout out to y'all, my little ladybugs. My little ladybugs. You guys comment ladybugs. If we like that name for y'all, I think that'll be cuter. Because I never knew what to call y'all. My everyones. My rats. Shout out to y'all, you guys. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and you hit that notification bell so you can be notified exactly when I upload a brand new video. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down in the comment section down below. I'm so excited for this. This is going to be the podcast format now, which I really appreciate. So until next time, bye everyone.